What you don't want to do, and this is what they don't want to tell you, you don't go somewhere and marry in an environment which a bunch of other dudes get to fornicate with the same woman you don't get to fornicate with. But you get to marry. That's when you know you don't want to marry, because you're actually being insulted by being chosen for marriage. When a chaste woman chooses you for marriage, that's a compliment. When an unchaste woman chooses you for marriage, that's an insult. Even if they don't think it is. And as a matter of fact, they know that it is. They know it's an insult. Saying that when you accept that stepdad role before you have your own, she looks at you as a genetic inferior. And so you can't come back from that. You can't convince her of anything else at that point. That's it. You're genetic inferior. End of. She can't see you any other way.
In a world where men are increasingly becoming the minority, the Too Much Moxie podcast is the show where men can come and talk and address some issues that affect them. For example, provider stress syndrome, PSS, is an epidemic affecting today's generation of males. The modern women are more independent and look down on their men, and when you are not being appreciated or celebrated enough as a man, it can lead into serious symptoms such as suicidal, depression, substance abuse, etc., which in fact may be at its root what PSS/provider stress syndrome really means. The goal of the Too Much Moxie podcast is to help men to better understand themselves, their relationships, and what it means to be a man. In today's society, it seems like the only thing that matters is being rich, successful, and powerful. But what about those of us who are not? What about those of us who are not rich or successful and feel like we don't fit in? What about those of us who don't have a lot of friends or family members that care about us? What do we do when no one else is there to help us through the hard times, and how can we help ourselves? I personally believe that men need other men around them at all times. But what happens when we lose our sense of masculinity and become more feminine as well? How do we get back on track and reclaim what it means to be a man? The Too Much Moxie podcast will cover many topics related to this topic, including relationships, sex, and dating.
Men. And you're trying to dictate to us what we should do, what I should be telling these men. You came to my page to tell me that I need to tell these men that they need to come to the table with a group of women who have the highest rate of abortion, who have an increasing incarceration rate, who have the highest rate of divorce, who have the highest rate of STDs, the highest out-of-wedlock birth rate, who have known around the world for being strong, independent, and don't need a man, who have for the past 55 years used television, radio, mass media of all sorts, movies from The Color Purple to Stella's Got a Groove Back, to tell the world that the black man is nothing. And you want me to tell these black men who trust me and love me and appreciate my opinion because I'm truthful in that, oh yeah, brother, now it's time to go back to the table because Ivy Johnson said so. That's what you want me to do?
Yeah. We're terrified.
The Matrix is a concept that has been used in various contexts, from the popular movie franchise to philosophical debates. In this video, we will be using it to refer to the societal systems and norms that keep us trapped in a cycle of consumerism, conformity, and distraction. The Matrix is the way of life that most people follow without questioning, and it shapes our beliefs, values, and behaviors. In this episode, we will explore how the Matrix influences our lives and why it's essential to disconnect from it to live a more intentional and fulfilling life. The Matrix's influence is pervasive, and it affects every aspect of our lives, from our relationships to our career choices. The Matrix tells us what success looks like, what beauty is, what love is, and what happiness is. It creates a set of standards that we are expected to follow, and if we don't, we are labeled as weird, crazy, or lazy. The Matrix is the reason why we spend most of our lives working jobs we hate to buy things we don't need, why we compare ourselves to others on social media, and why we feel anxious and stressed all the time. To escape the matrix, we need to understand how it works and how it affects us. We need to become aware of the messages and beliefs that we have internalized and question their validity. We need to challenge the status quo and create our own path. We need to cultivate a minimalist lifestyle that focuses on what's essential and brings us joy. We need to surround ourselves with people who support our journey and encourage us to be our authentic selves. We need to use mindfulness to become more aware of our thoughts and emotions and how they are influenced by the matrix. Breaking free from the matrix is not easy, and it requires courage, determination, and resilience. It's a journey that takes time and effort, but it's worth it. By disconnecting from the matrix, we can live a more meaningful and purposeful life, one that aligns with our values and passions. We can create a life that is not defined by external standards, but by our internal compass. We can become the masters of our destiny and the creators of our reality. The matrix may be powerful, but it's not invincible, and we have the power to break free from its grip. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe to the podcast.
No other vibe there. No fun.
I feel like I join the choir. Shit, I should go to church. Amen. Praise the Lord. Amen. Amen. Praise the Lord. I think I'ma join the choir. Cause we was sinning, we was hanging in the field. We had Glocks with extensions, it was wicked and tricky, yeah. Oh, we was sinning, yeah. Oh, we was sinning, yeah. I think that I'ma join the choir. Cause we was sinning, we was hanging in the field. We had Glocks with extensions, man, this chicken got real wicked and tricky, yeah. Oh, we was sinning, yeah. Oh, we was sinning, yeah. I think that I'ma join the choir. What you know about losing your best friend, or losing your best man, losing your blood brother from a senses, wishing you can feel him again. All the real niggas put y'all hands in the air for the real niggas y'all can lost. All the real niggas chuck y'all gang in the air for all the bitch niggas y'all done taught. Man, this shit got real crazy, feel like we losing niggas on the daily. All I had tears in my eyes, anger said somebody need to die. I was trying to get some get back, they killed my homie of a bitch, nigga. I be down, won't get my get back. Let's crack a look at me wrong, that boy about to get his shit pushed back. I think I'ma join the choir. Cause we was sinning, we was hanging in the field. We had Glocks with extensions, it was wicked and tricky, yeah. Oh, we was sinning, yeah. Oh, we was sinning, yeah. I think that I'ma join the choir. Cause we was sinning, we was hanging in the field. We had Glocks with extensions, man, this chicken got real wicked and tricky, yeah. Oh, we was sinning, yeah. Oh, we was sinning, yeah. I think that I'ma join the choir.
All right. Welcome to the Too Much Moxie podcast. I am your humble host, Too Much. And guess what, man? We're in the building today, man. We about to get it going. We are about to get it going. Our co-host, Walt D, should be joining us pretty soon. He's coming from a function. But he's gonna join us. He's gonna pop in on us, and we're gonna have this conversation, man. We're gonna have this conversation. I know you guys. Give me 1 second. Hold on, you guys. Just that real quick. So check this out. What the hell are we talking about? What is Tantra? So I guess we'll start like this. Hello, everyone. Welcome to tonight's broadcast, tonight's podcast. Today, we're diving deep into the world of Tantra. Deep. Tantra and Neotantra. Exploring the similarities, differences, and the masculine perspective on these practices. Let's start with a brief introduction to Tantra and Neotantra. Tantra is an ancient Indian tradition that uses meditation, yoga, rituals to seek spiritual enlightenment. Now, Neotantra, on the other hand, is a modern interpretation of these practices, often focusing on sexual techniques for personal growth. Now, despite their differences, and Tantra and Neo-Tantra, they are different. Okay, there's similarities, but they're different, right? They share several similarities, actually. Both emphasize the importance of consciousness, energy, connection. However, I want y'all to pay attention. Neo-Tantra often places a greater emphasis on sexual practices, while traditional Tantra sees that as just one aspect of a broader spiritual journey. That's what I want you guys to understand. There are differences. There are differences in Tantra, and we're about to get into it, man. I got an opinion. I got an opinion. I really do. I got an opinion. And good, bad, or indifferent, I'm going to give it to y'all. I'm going to give it to y'all, Rob. And I'm trying to stall a little bit, trying to give my boy Walt D a chance to get on so we can have this dialogue so we can go back and forth. Because I know he's going to have some amazing points to touch in on this topic, man. I've been researching this, y'all know I had, if you guys are fans, if you guys are part of the first 10K that subscribe to the podcast, and all those who subscribed, I thank you. We're ramping things back up. We're about to get this things back going. Yeah, man, we're going all out, man. We're going for 50,000. We had 10,000. Man, let's get to 20, 30, 40, and let's get to 50,000. Okay. So those of you who were part of my core, who started watching me in the beginning, probably in the earlier months, you guys notice I brought on a Tantra specialist, a guru, a good buddy of mine. Now, since then, good buddy of mine, man. Respect this dude, man. Got nothing but respect. We did a couple business things together. Good guy, right? Great father. Just a sensational dude. But things change. Things change. I'm not saying that things change with him. I mean, just we have discussion as men. And one thing about me, if you are someone that's talking to me, just know this: I'm not always going to tell you what you want to hear. I'm not always going to. I'm not that friend that's going to agree with everything you say. I have my own mind. I have my own opinion. I'm actually a little bit stubborn, and I can admit that. I'm a little stubborn. So it might even take a while for me to really sink my teeth into something, because it has to make sense. If it doesn't make sense to me, I'm just not gonna follow. You understand what I'm saying? So we had this dialogue, man. Like I said, man, let me preface it by saying this, okay? I sent the brother, I invited the brother to come up and let's have a conversation, a debate. I was definitely going to extend grace and be respectful to the brother, because we do have a difference of opinion. He pretty much told me, what he say? Alpha. I mean, I could pull it up on my Facebook. I'm not going to show y'all. I'm not one of those dudes, man. I don't try to take private conversations and post them on post them on Facebook, but he did. He did. I kind of feel a little bit away about that, but it's like it's all good. I mean, it wasn't like it was nothing major, nothing. It was, like I said, we're just having a disagreement, right? And in the disagreement, he kind of, everybody try to one up you and hit you with jabs, and I always try to keep it respectful, to a certain extent. I always try to keep it, real light, not too heavy. But the brother said, well, first off, I sent him a video. Shout out to Austin Holloman talking about Kenya and just the places in Kenya. And dude sent me back. I don't care about these metrosexual men. We got plenty of those in Atlanta. I was like, okay, all right. I'll just send you the video to let you know that Kenya's popping, man. They got some great things going on in Kenya. Okay, all right. Didn't know you was gonna shoot them down. I know they was talking a little bit of game, but it is what it is. But yeah, man, I invited him on the thing, man, and he kind of jabbed me, man. He kind of told me like, me talking about alpha male protocols to a beta male. Call me a beta male. Jesus, this is a buddy of mine. He's asking me, first of all, he was asking me, there you go. There goes my brother, Walt D. There you go. Well, yeah, man, it's a brother of mine, but he was sending me stuff. I'm just getting things cop to speed, but we about to jump into it. I'm telling a quick little story. Yeah, man, he was sending me stuff and asking me, what do I think about them? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Okay. Try to go out and come back in because I think let me check and make sure I can be heard. Give me 1 second and let me jump online real quick and just make sure. Let me check and make sure. Yeah. I'm live. I can be heard. Yeah. We rocking. So yeah, he was sending me a bunch of stuff, man, talking about what do you think about this? What do you think about that? I'm sending him videos, of things that I'm thinking about. And he called me, it always hurts my feeling when people go for low-hanging fruit. You know what I'm saying? He called me a woman basher. I guess that's what you call men who hold women accountable. This is what you call men who talk about what women do. I didn't know that was bashing because, as far as I know, for the last 50 years, black men have been, and men, period, have been getting bashed, talked about, held accountable, and we've done that. We've risen. Shout out to the brothers in the black community, the 61% that made it to the middle class and are rich. Shout out to those brothers. They're doing some things. Now, the other 40%, we got to get y'all up to speed. But the 61% of the brothers that are black and in the community today, guess what? We're doing it. We're making things happen. Y'all forgive me, man. A little bit of pain. But let's stay on topic here. So this is what started this conversation. I feel comfortable talking about this. I'm not mentioning his name, but if y'all want to check, just go back in my protocol and look at anything I said. I think I started something called Tantra Tuesday, and you'll see the brother. He's a good brother. Even though he jabbed me and called me a beta male, shit, my feelings aren't hurt. I'll be all right. I'll recover. I mean, I'm gonna say my feelings weren't hurt. They were just, I just knew he jabbed me. He tried to one up me, his ego got involved. Right? So I try to be humble, man. I always try to take the humble route, man. So let's get into it, man. Let's really break this thing down. So that's kind of the preface of what started. I know I kind of just kind of went on and on and on. But trust me when I tell you, we're going somewhere with this. And technical difficulties happen, but we're going to get things straight. So before we get into the thick of things, let me just play a quick video. And then we'll come back up and get things started. How about that? Play a quick video. Let's go.
Cardi tries to do some tantric sex. Cardi tries to do some tantric sex. A what? Tantric sex. What the fuck is that?
So of all people, I thought that Miss Cardi B herself would know what Tantra is and the benefits of using it. So here we go. So Tantra is connection with body, mind, and spirit. It's about connecting with yourself first and then with others. It is learning how to control your sexual energy and then using that same energy to do certain things like heal trauma, especially when it comes down to SA trauma. Now, when it comes down to SA trauma, there's a plethora of things that can be worked on or addressed, like healing blockages, healing that fear, guilt, shame, taking your power back from your abuser, finding your voice, healing your inner child, etc.
All right. So let's get into it, man. Let's get into it. I'm trying to pull up something real quick here. Y'all just, just gonna be one of those lives, man. But y'all just flow with me, and we're gonna get into it. I want to bring y'all kind of up to speed. I want to talk to you guys about the and I don't have it queued. I don't know why I don't got it queued. I should have it queued up here. I want to talk to you guys about the origins of Tantra. Let's talk about the origins of Tantra, because then we're going to break in, because I want y'all to understand. If y'all don't understand anything, I want you to understand that there is Tantra, and then there is what Tantra is today as far as the West. And I want you guys to start to understand that whatever the West touches, they pervert it. Let me say that again. Whatever the West touches, they pervert it. I think I heard my brother come back on. I'm not watching the screen here. Let me bring him back up here. What's going on, Walt? You there, brother? Can you hear me? Big Walt. Okay, I'm gonna bring him back down. I don't think he can hear me. We're gonna fix it though. We're gonna get it going. But what was I saying about Tantra? I was saying that we're gonna get into the history of it. And the main part I want y'all to understand is that Tantra is one thing, Neotantra is another. Whatever the West touches, it's kind of pervert. I'm not saying everything in the East is perfect, right? But there was an intent behind it. You see what I'm saying? I did a broadcast on our brother Dr. Umar, right? And Dr. Umar has lost his way, y'all. I'm just telling you, he's out of date. He's out of touch. He's out of date with what's really going on. He has an agenda. So therefore, his truth becomes a truism because it's backed by whatever his propaganda or his end goal or his con is. A lot of people think he's con. It's all about making money. You see, it's getting so evident that these people are pandering to a certain group. And when you start seeing people pander, their message kind of gets diluted. Okay? It is what it is. Try to see if I can bring my brother Walt D back up here. Walt D, are you in the room, man? Can you hear me? Testing. Yeah. I hear you, brother. Hear anything, man. I can hear you, brother. I can hear you fine. What you got? Let me text him real quick. Let me text him in the back room real quick, you guys. Let me see if I can hit him with the text. The private chat. Oh, he's going out. We can hear you. So I'll bring him back down again and see if we can get that fixed. But yeah, man, that's the basis of what I'm trying to get y'all to understand, you know. So in a roundabout way. But I'm gonna bring y'all up to speed first. Let me bring up I'm just typing real quick, trying to bring this up here, bring this article up. There we go. This is what I want to bring up. So I'm bring up an artist from the British Museum, and it kind of has a timeline of this tantra. I'm going to kind of go through some sections here. And we're going to do this deep dive, man. I want y'all to really understand what this tantra is and what it has become. So y'all just bear with me. I'm a slow cook, but I'm going somewhere. I promise you. Okay? I promise you I'm going somewhere. So we're going to slow cook this thing, and then we're going to bring it up. So let me see if I can bring it up on the screen here so you guys can follow along at least with the timeline. Okay. So from its inception to the present day, Tantra has challenged religious, cultural, and political norms around the way. A philosophy that emerged in India around the 6th century, Tantra has been linked to successive waves of revolutionary thought, from its early transformation of Hinduism and Buddhism to the Indian fight for independence and the rise of the 1960 counterculture. So Tantra is a religion, y'all. Somebody say Tantra is a religion. Let's see if I can bring back up Walt D. See if he's can you hear me, sir?
Yeah, I finally got it to where I can hear you. I tried my
That's
phone.
what I'm talking about, man. Now we can have a dialogue. There we go.
StreamYard was being a pain in the butt.
Man, it does that, brother. It does that, man. But I want to go through the I want to go through the timeline real quick with these people, bring them up to speed. I'm trying to bring everybody up to speed on what Tantra is, the origins of it. Tantra is a religion.
Yeah.
Now, what it is, what it has become, and what it is becoming, for some, I won't say many, but for some, I'll just say it's kind of cultish. The neo tantra is kind of cultish. But let's go back to the timeline. Now, if y'all can see there that it's from its inception to present day, how it just, Tantra helped India get their independence. So from the birth of Tantra, AD 500, Tantra as a philosophy and a set of practice develops in India, taking its name from a sacred instructional text that describes the ritual for invoking all powerful deities. Tantra begins on the margins of society among devotees of the Hindu god Shiva, destroyer of the universe, and the Shakti, the universe's all-pervasive force. By the 700s, Tantras are being studied in Hindu and Buddhist monasteries across India. So think about that for a minute. Why is it so popular in the new age and neo kind of culture? Well, it's worshiping gods. Worshiping gods. Now, multiple gods, powerful gods, all powerful deities is what Tantra is about. Tantra is about connecting with God on every level of your life. Now, that may seem nothing wrong with that. Man, we should all be connecting with God, right? But in its inception, it was about goddesses and gods. It's a religion. It's a practice. I'm talking Tantra. I'm still talking, I'm getting into what Neo-Tantra is, but we're still talking about what Tantra is. Tantra, and we're looking at the timeline. AD 600 to 1500. This is now the spread of it. It started in 500 to 1500 BC AD. So that's after Christ. We already had a movement. We had Judaism. So this is this is not an old religion. I'm sorry, I'm just in a lot of pain, you guys. Forgive me. This is not an old religion. This is a new religion. This is after Judaism, after Christianity. This is Tantra. This is after Hinduism. This is after Buddhism. And Tantra comes in and changes Hinduism and Buddhism. Tantra takes hold in the South Asia during the period of political turbulence with the breakdown of the Gupta and the Vakata dynasties and the rise of many new kingdoms whose rulers were drawn to Tantra's promise of worldly as well as spiritual power. So Tantra, don't get it twisted, it's about power. They commissioned magnificent temples enshrining tantric deities, particularly from AD 900. The philosophy, there we go, inspires a range of new deities and triggers the dramatic rise of goddess worship. So before, we start seeing that, let's just be real. Goddess worship is new. The old gods were masculine. The new gods are feminine. Now, when you look at, okay, we got Walt D coming on twice. Is that you coming on twice, brother?
Yeah, I'm just seeing if I can get my laptop to work.
Okay, got you.
All right, you good.
Got you. So y'all just bear with me. This might be a little boring, but trust me, I'm going somewhere with this. We just slow cooking. I'm trying to give y'all the timeline, okay? And then all of a sudden, it just start reaching to the ends of the earth. Let me try to do it. Let me change the view here and bring it a little big. I don't know if you guys can see that. We'll bring this down here. No. We're going to bring it back over here. No, we got to do it back like that. Because we got to be able to see the words here. But now, in 1500 to 1800, Tantra, India's royal courts. Look at this. Tantric Buddhism, also known as the Vajrayana path of the Thunderbolt, flourishes in monasteries in eastern India before traveling across Asia via pilgrimage, trade, diplomatic networks. Tantric masteries transit techniques from India to Tibet from AD 700 and between the 1000 and 1300, several variety schools of thought developed there. So they got school of thought. These Tantra schools are popping up. It's taken over. Now there's a revolution in colonial India. The allure of Tantra remains tantalizing to rulers in India's courts between 1500 and 1800. These include the Hindu rulers of the Northwest, the Muslim rulers of independent sultanates to the South, and from 15. So let me just tell you like this. Tantra was influencing even other religions and other cultures. Tantra was influencing even other religions and other cultures. Okay. So let's go back to the timeline. We're cooking. We're going somewhere. Trust me. We're going somewhere. We're going somewhere. Let me bring up the timeline back again. Give me 1 second here. There we go. Now we're in the 1960s to the 1980s. So from the 1500s to 1800s. So for the next 200 years, one form of tantric practice that becomes popular is the Hatha Yoga of Force, which is the harness of body as a sacred instrument. So Tantra is constantly changing. Constantly changing. And I don't pretend to understand what all these gods are and what they mean and what they're doing and why she's standing over a man and why there's like these heads around her neck and arms, and I don't understand what that is. But but that's tantric art. Okay. Well, we're getting into it because we're going to go into Tantra today. Tantra now in the 1960s to the 1980s, Tantra a global counterculture. British rule developed across India following the decisive Battle of Plassey in 1757 until 1911. The British capital is at Calcutta. Who cares about that, right? India is corrupted by black magic and sexual depravity. The misinterpretations of Tantra reinforce British stereotypes of India as corrupted by black magic and sexual depravity, while Bengali revolutionaries play on these anxieties and remain Kali and other tantric goddesses as figureheads of anti-colonial resistance. So these gods became a force of resistance, a force of power, a force of ego, a force of pride, a force of, hey, man, we're going to push back against the colonization, which is a good thing. So, same thing like Haiti. When Haiti won independence, man, what did it do? It went back to the gods of old, right? It went back to voodoo to get themselves rid of the colonial power, right? So what is Tantra today? In the 1960s and the 70s, global counterculture movements draw on tantric ideas and imagery. South Asian artists associated with the Neo-Tantra movement adopted tantric symbols and adapt them to speak to the visual language of global modernism. In Europe and in Asia, the interpretations of Tantra influences the periodic radical politics inspiring anti-capitalism, ecological, and free love ideas. So, a lot of people don't know this, but you're going to know this now. And we're going to stop sharing it. And we're going to see if Walt can get back up here. We're going to have this dialogue up here. I'm going to bring him up here up on the screen, but I'm going to go back to the solo. So, Walt, when you chop on the screen, when you're ready, man, we're going to get into it. We're going to have this conversation. But let me say this. My phone just died. Yeah, I think that'll happen. Okay, let me just say this. Bring Walt back up here. And we got this conversation, have a dialogue. Let me just say this. Do y'all know what the free love and hippie movement, how it started and what it's about? Did y'all know that Tantra kind of helped inspire that movement a little bit? Because where did they get the free love? This new age, this neoism, this let's share the women. The women can have sex with whomever. Doesn't that sound like the hippies in the 1960s? That's awful close to what Neo-Tantra has evolved to today. Now, Big Walt, I was saying how, and you can agree or disagree with this. I was saying that, Tantra is one thing, but Neo-Tantra is something different. It's like a spinoff of the origin. Tantra is one thing, Neo-Tantra is another. That's what I'm trying to explain to our people. I'm trying to walk them through the timeline. Like, whatever the Western world gets a hold of, it becomes a perversion of the truth. Right or wrong?
Yeah, right. It is right. I mean, there's nothing new under the sun. None of this is new. Just like they're spinning off Tantra, the same thing happens with everything else. I mean, just look at even the Nation of Islam. When Malcolm X had to go back to Mecca and see how they was really doing it. You know what I mean? Because when you get something that's Americanized, it changes drastically. It changes a lot. Or let's just take Christianity. In the Bible, how many sects of Christianity are there now? You got Jehovah's Witness, Mormonism, all of that because people want to spin off what their take of something ancient was, instead of actually doing what it said. And so Tantra is no different. Just like Islam got taken and perverted by Americans, Christianity got taken, the biblical teachings got taken and perverted by Americans. The same thing with Tantra, and it's all because of the evil inside of people. People don't want to let go of the evil that's within them. They want something that's going to serve them, instead of them serving God, or them serving something higher that they believe in. And what that normally boils down to is like, hey, I want to do what I want. But if we think about it, do as thou wilt. What is that? That's just a Satanism term.
Satanism.
Because
That definitely a Satanism term. That definitely is. I mean, when it seems like the West just wants to do what thou wilt. So what they do is they do what thou wilt these religions and change them. Look at how Christianity has changed. And nothing against the alphabet community, but look at how neo-Christianity has crept in.
Well, yeah.
Look at how New Age Christendom has seeped in. Look at things like you got people. I mean, we Jim Baker or Bob, whatever the guy is that took those people to another country and made them drink the Kool-Aid and they passed away. I mean, we have all these cults popping up using multiple religions to control people, because I think that we figured out by now that religion is how you control people and a culture. That's why religion is such a powerful tool today, because it moves the hearts and the minds of the people. You can't say nothing about the Prophet Muhammad. You know they will, if you say anything against their Prophet Muhammad, not all, but the Muslim community might rise up and want to take you out. You can talk about Jesus, and you can talk about Jesus all you want to. Nothing's going to happen to you. Right? Well, I take that back, because some Christians might believe, so there are always radicals on every side, right? In every religion, there's always a radicalization of that. But you got to understand that religion is powerful, that people are willing to die and what's the word I want to use so I don't get turned off YouTube? They want to delete you over some words that you said about their prophet or their holy man or their holy temples.
Well, actually, not now they're getting to the point to where, if they can't delete you, they just want to alter reality so that you can't speak against them. Because, I mean, let's go back to when you said, the alphabet community, that we're starting to have gay alphabet community pastors and preachers.
Yeah, that's popping up. Popping up.
And I'm not
trying Christianity.
Yeah, and I'm not trying to go against anybody's belief or anything like that, or what anybody's lifestyle is, but there's just certain things that the Bible clearly says, and my issue is just don't lie. Don't say something is to call a spade a spade. Don't say something is something when it's not. So don't say it's okay to be an alphabet community preacher and it's not. Even in blackness, don't say that something is going on in Africa, or that Africans co-sign on something and they don't. That even with all the hoteps and all them, they're saying, oh yeah, our ancestors, Africans sign on with this and blah blah blah, and then when you go out there to Africa, you find out it's not. Like that's my issue, is don't lie, and that's the thing. People are out here lying, saying,
misrepresenting things they know nothing about, and
Exactly.
telling you like their truth, speaking truisms with an agenda. So you got to be careful about these Imhoteps because they have some truths, but it's wrapped around propaganda and it's wrapped around a dark agenda that you may or may not recognize right away. You might be brought in, you hear these, and I don't want to speak bad about people, but I'm gonna bring up his name. People like a brother Polite. Right. A lot of people follow that guy. Some people think he's a con. Some people think he's the truth. He speaks a lot of truisms. The brother speaks a lot of truisms that can get you wrapped up into listening to what he has to say. But it's like a web. It's like a spider web. You don't see it. You just keep getting closer and closer. And once you get too close, now you're caught in the spider web. Now they got you. They got your bank account. They got your credit card. They got your personal information. Now they can harm you. Now they can do stuff to you. But they had to bring you in with all these truisms. And I think that's what's going on, especially in the Black community with all these leaders, is they are speaking truisms. Let's go back to the Garden of Eden. The first truism spoken was by the serpent. You will not surely die, but if you eat, you will become just like God, knowing both good and evil. That's a truism because he's telling you the truth, but he's not telling you the whole truth. He's not telling you the end result. He's not telling you that your soul is up at that point. Your soul is being put on the weight on the scale now. And it's going to be weighed against all the good and all the bad. And if that thing doesn't balance, see, they forget to tell you that. Oh, all things are good. All things, we can enjoy, we can have this free love, free spirit, but they didn't tell you that there's things like STDs, HIV, AIDS, herpes, stuff that you can't get rid of. New diseases that they don't even tell us about, that we don't even know about, but you got it. But you got it. So be careful of truisms, especially in today's culture and environment, because that's what they use to trick you. That's what they use to get you to stop believing in your eyes and your ears and in your logic. Whenever you follow religion and they tell you to do away with logic,
right,
that's how you know it's a trick bag, because they want you to not believe what you see and hear and just believe in something that we know is there, but we can't really grasp. And that's how they get you in that innuendo. So I want you to be careful of that. So Tantra has changed. Tantra has changed, y'all. The differences between Tantra and Neotantra is that this Tantra, this new Tantra, it focuses on sexual orgasms. Now he's like, what's wrong? What's wrong with that? Sex is good. Sex is good. But this new tantrum, is not just talks about healing through sexual orgasm. And you know what? Before I jump into it, let me put a stop. Make sure y'all hit the like button. If you're coming in the room, hit the like button. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, make sure you subscribe to the channel. We're going to take a quick break, and then we're going to really break it down and get into what the Neo-Tantra is. But I'm going to play a quick video before we do that. Okay, I'm going to play a quick video before we do that. Let me do it like this, yeah. Play this video. It's going to be a little long. I'm not going to let it play all the way through, but we're going to start out, and then we're going to come right back. Okay?
Entire body and ground their energy. This practice is going to help you open up the energy flow in your partner's entire body and ground their energy to a very sensual and embodied space. Welcome. I'm Jonathan White. I'm here to help you master your sexual energy so you can manifest your ideal life. If you want to learn more about sexual and self-mastery, make sure you subscribe to my channel and hit the bell icon to stay notified when I release new videos and go live. Make sure you get my free ejaculation control course through the link in the video description below. In this video, I'm going to guide you through a tantric partner massage. This is a really great practice for not only connecting with your partner on a deeper level, but helping them to transition from a state of day-to-day life, maybe stress, tension, and into a more sensual, embodied state. And of course, it can also be a great way to move into further intimacy and lovemaking. This practice is going to help you open up the energy flow in your partner's entire body and ground their energy to a very sensual and embodied space. So you can either go through this video and memorize the flow of it, or if your partner's up for it, you can play the video as you practice it on your partner. So before even interacting with my partner's body, first I want to get myself centered and aligned, kind of manage my own energy field, and also expand and connect it to greater forces so that there's a more harmonious interaction happening and that I have more energy to share with her, because massage is an exchange of energy. So I just sit for a moment, connect with my heart space, place my hands on my heart, and just connect with my loving intention. It's a love of myself, a self-love, and also a desire to share with my partner this love. So just a gentle smile on the face, smiling from the heart. And then think of rooting down into the earth. If I was standing up, I would feel roots coming from my feet deep into the earth, rooting into the earth energy. And then think of this connection up above to the stars. So I'm expanding my energy field, connecting to greater forces. And then I tune in to the here and now. And I think of my energy field as merging with that of my partner. So it's like we have these two bubbles and we merge them together so that we start to communicate together energetically. And the first thing I'm going to do before any physical touch is a medical Qigong technique of sweeping her energy field. So I take my palm out and I stretch my fingers open a little bit to activate the Lao Gong, and think of my palms as these beams of energy, this glowing energy. And I simply sweep it just about 6 inches to a foot over her body. So starting at the head, just sweeping down all the way through to the feet. And just sweeping left and right sides as well, just a few times. This just helps to smooth out the energy field of the body, balance the aura. You can use both hands. And as you become sensitive, you may start to feel subtle variations in texture, temperature, colors of the energy field. So you can spend several minutes doing this if you want. I'm just going to do this a few times here. And now I'm going to physically connect my partner. So I'm first going to put one palm on her chest, another palm on her belly. And now it's going to be interactive. So I'm going to ask her to breathe deeply into her belly. Just take a few deep breaths.
All right. We're back. So y'all getting there's some good in Tantra. Tantra is not 100% bad. It's a religion. It's a practice. You're seeing some of it. It's like it's connecting with your partner. I have nothing against that. By the way, nothing against that. I don't understand it. Right? All these energy fields, and he was about to get. Trust me. Who wouldn't want to be a sexual god? Who wouldn't want to be? So there's some good, and there's some good things going on with Tantra. There's some good things going on with Tantra. Okay. But if you notice the New Age, the Neotantra focuses more on sexual healing. We play another quick video for you guys, and then we're going to continue the discussion and get back into it. We're going to do it. We cooking. I told y'all we're going to cook. We're going to cook. I want to get y'all a deeper understanding, because there's Tantra and then there's Neotantra. See, the first form of Tantra was about celibacy, was about semen retention, was about getting your power, was keeping your power. This new Tantra, this Neo-Tantra, it's about unleashing your sexual prowess and your sexual power to heal your body. How did it change? When did it change? Let's look at it. Play a couple videos here. We'll get back.
Tantric breast massage is an amazing pleasure practice to release stuck and stagnant energy from your body and really open yourself up for deeper states of pleasure, love, bliss, and goddess energy. So in traditional Chinese medicine, it's believed that our physical breasts are an outward expression of our energetic heart. So what that means is that your breast can actually be hanging on to past sadness, grief, energy from past lovers and exes, really a lifetime's accumulation of this energy. So there's a way through tantric breast massage to massage your breasts to release this energy. And once it's released, there's a way to massage yourself to bring in qualities that you desire, like love, bliss, surrender, trust, compassion, really whatever you desire. And you can do this practice alone or with a partner, and it's an amazing introduction into deeper states of pleasure. And if you want to learn this practice for free, you can download it in my bio under Sensual Awakening Guide.
Money off this Tantra, y'all. They saying, listen, man, we're gonna make you sexual gods. So do y'all see where it's at? Tantra, which was focusing on harnessing your inner power and becoming stronger and abstaining. If y'all know Hinduism and Buddhism, it's about a spiritual, more of a spiritual enlightenment. Denying the flesh and gaining a more spiritual enlightening. Whereas Neo-Tantra is more about sexual pleasure, more about healing from the body, from sex, from the orgasm, unlocking the chakras and things like that. Despite their differences, Tantra and Neo-Tantra share several similarities, but both emphasize the importance of consciousness, energy, and connection. Again, I don't have a problem with that. That's good. However, Neo-Tantra often places a greater emphasis on sexual practices, while traditional Tantra sees these as just one aspect of a broader spiritual journey. Now, from a masculine perspective, both Tantra and Neo-Tantra can be empowering. They encourage men to connect with their energy and consciousnesses, fostering a deeper understanding of themselves and their relationship. So from that perspective, I'm okay with it. But let's look at it also in this light. Okay? Let's bring some perspective to it. I want to emphasize the importance of women understanding their roles in relationships. And I want women to embrace their femininity and the value they bring to relationships. That's an aspect. But what I'm seeing in the Neo-Tantra is a little bit different. I don't know, Walter, if you're there, you can jump in anytime. If you're not, it's okay. Just come back in. I don't know, technical difficulties happen. We understand. Matter of fact, I'll bring you down until you bring your video back up, just because I don't want the aesthetics messed up here. But Neo-Tantra, I was reading this book, buddy of mine gave to me. I read the book. I thought the book was pretty fascinating. I thought it was interesting kind of, ways, I'm like, man, I want to learn some of this stuff, this energy thing that you're talking about, how to make a woman orgasm just by, running my hands energy field over her or whatever, just by talking to her, right? Making, that's a skill. And, I'm telling you, I'm with that, right? This is what I'm seeing. reading this book, and then I start reading this book, and it starts talking about, you know, the divine masculine levels, right? And then start talking about the divine feminine levels, right? And it kind of breaks them down to all these animal type of creatures, right? So it's already very animalistic, right? It's not really spiritual. It's more the new Neotantra is less, you know, they're gonna try to tell you it's spiritual and it's chakras, but it's more carnal. Okay? It's more carnal. And let me tell you, let me just be frank. What the issue that I have with the new Neo Tantra, it's not in the sexual prowess or the or them, you know, doing those things and making these ladies shake and, you know, the massages, and I don't got a problem with that. I don't got a problem with that. But what I do got a problem is what they're turning it into. What it's starting to look like. It's starting to look like a bunch of women who just smoke weed and a bunch of dudes who wear these weird hats and look, you know, walk around like they're something they're not. You know, I don't know. They're starting. It just, you know, it's just looking a little off, is what I'm saying. You know, how from the outside looking in, it probably looks interesting. You know, it's something you want to get into, but when you dig a little deeper, a lot of those dudes, let's be real. Let's be real. I'm gonna just keep it a bug. I don't want to throw it. They're not masculine. It's a trick bag. It's a safe haven for broken dudes. These dudes are broken. And maybe that's what, you know, I just got a problem with, you know, people taking advantage of broken people. You know, broken people want to be fixed. But they want to be fixed with the truth, not with a truism, not with a propaganda. So what I'm seeing, this new Neo Tantra, it is not too much different than the free love movement in the 1960s when they had LSD and marijuana and all this other stuff and free love. Everybody could sleep with everybody. Everybody, the village will raise the baby. Have you heard that mentality? The village will raise the baby mentality. Nobody needs to have a biological father, but everybody gets to know who their biological mother is. Do you see the problem in that? Nobody knows who's their daddy for real because everybody's their daddy. There we go. Big Walt's back on. Nobody knows.
Right.
That's the free love movement in the 60s. You have a baby. Well, I think it was Johnny's, but it could be Jim's. It could be Craig's. It could be Joseph's. I slept with them all. Whose baby is? Doesn't matter. Craig's going to take responsibility. He's a good guy. He got a job with computers. Oh, were you trying to go down yourself? I was trying to bring you back up. So that's my issue. That's my issue with Tantra, man. It's just oh man, hold on. See if I'm fucking up already. Forgive me if using that word. Yeah, man. My issue with Tantra is they got all these levels, but here's my biggest issue. They have something called a seated hawk. Now, the seated hawk is supposed to be like the divine feminine comparable to the divine masculine, right? But the seated hawk is like this, you know, and I'm probably not being 100% accurate, but y'all go Google it. Y'all figure out what seated hawk is. Just Google it. Seated hawk is supposedly an alpha female, alpha woman. She goes, she's the queen of all queens. She's the goddess of all goddesses. She rules men. Men, she's like the queen bee, and the men are the worker bees. Doesn't that kind of sound like feminism? Doesn't that kind of sound like feminism? I think it sounds like feminism. That's my issue with this Neotantra. It supports women being masculine. And these supposedly these masculine men, right? Supposedly these masculine men in this religion are okay with it. She can do what she wants to do. She's a seated hawk. She's a leader. She's comparable to an alpha male. You can't tell her what to do. She's a sexual goddess. You see how Tantra has changed? Tantra wasn't talking that stuff in the beginning. See, my thing is, why did it change? Why did it change? Why did it change from a patriarchy to all of a sudden to now it's a matriarchy? Now it's we don't care who the father of the baby is, right? We don't care who the father of the baby is, but we only care about who the mother is. The child gets to know who his mother is, but he gets to call all the males in the village daddy. Got a problem with that. Where have we seen a village like this before? Show me this matriarchy that's being built. Show it to me. Does it exist anywhere where women run the town and men are just worker bees? And where is this town at? But guess what? They're trying to build it in America. Guess what? 70% of the women in the Black community are raised by single mothers. I think we know what happens when a child doesn't have a father around or a father figure. It seems like Tantra steals away the legacy from the man. And this new age Neo-Tantra is creeping into polygamy. I don't have a problem with polygamy if it's done a certain way. I don't have a problem with polygamy if it's done a certain way. I hear a lot of people say, why can't the woman have multiple husbands? Well, they do. There's a place in Asia where there is more men than there are women, so the women have two husbands. Small village, small town. You can Google it. It's in Asia. I don't know exactly where it's at, but it's there. It's there. But that society, it's not thriving. It's not doing anything. They're doing everything they can to save their society because they didn't produce enough women. Now guys have to sit there and they probably don't got DNA. So they're like, well, whose baby is this? Well, I don't know. It's our baby. But I have an issue with my issues with seated hawks. I don't believe in them. I don't believe in them. I don't believe in alpha females. I believe in traditional gender roles. I believe in how it worked in the beginning is how it's going to work in the end. The Western world always try to change stuff and make you think it's better, but it's really just perverting stuff. It's really just a perversion. That's all it is. It's a perversion. Perversion of the truth. It's saying we're going to make this better. we're going to take all the good and none of the bad. We're going to take the fat out and just deal with the meat. But really what they're doing is they're taking the meat out and they're chewing on the fat. They're dealing with the low level base things. They're making they're making a great experience like an orgasm and making that the most important thing, because it's like low hanging fruit. Who doesn't want to have sex? Who wouldn't want to be a sexual goddess or just a master in the bedroom? Who wouldn't want to be? So of course you're gonna pique some attention right there. But is that what it's all about? This sexual healing that's supposed to heal and cure all. Now I'm with it, man. I want to, man. I think you got to slow. I think you got to take sex slowly, not fast. But you do that within the confines of a relationship. You can't do that when you're in this hookup culture. This hookup culture is wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. It's a transaction being made. This hookup culture says, hey, you pay me this and I'm going to give you that. I'm going to give you a little bit of this, wham, wham. I'm going to give you this, wow. Give it to you. That's what this hookup culture is. That's exactly what this hookup culture is. So this new Neotantra, there's some good things in it, you guys. There's some good things that I agree with. But when you start when you start looking at for what it really is, it just looks like a lot of women who hit the wall and they're looking for a simp to save them. That's my analogy of the Neotantra to sum it up. Looks like a lot of beta males came together and said, you know what? These women are sleeping with other men anyway. We might as well have some fun too. Now we just open it up, make it a free for all. That's not how the original Tantra was. The original Tantra was not this. We're not what it is today. I just want you to understand that. It's not what it is today. The original Tantra was based more on celibacy. Abstaining from sexual desires. Meditation, yoga, power of the mind, power of the body, and power of the spirit. This new Neotantra, as fun and as good as sexy as it may sound, they're just bringing you in with sex, so they can get you into a polygamous relationship, open things up, right? It's more of a sex cult. It's more of a sex cult. More of a sex cult. It's more of a way to say, hey man, we want you to, let's be real. We love hoes. We don't want to marry hoes, but we love hoes. We love them. Men love hoes. Men really like hoes. Why? Because it's sex. It's sex. That's why. That's why. So the Neo-Tantra is not about spirituality and accountability and all these. It's not about that. It's not even about oneness with God, even though they try to tell you. It's about coming together and having sex. It's about coming together and having orgasms without penetration. It's about masturbation of the mind. Let me help y'all out. Some of this stuff y'all can stay home for. Shit, you can masturbate at home. But you come to these little parties and you sit on this table and they sprinkle some some energy dust and particles, and they do this with their hands, and oh, yum your renge kyo. They play this music. Oh, soft and lovely music that they play. And you're in your mind thinking of, male or female, you're just thinking of all kind of debauchery, probably. All kind of things to get your mind on this sexual. And I'm just, I'm going to give you a light touch here. Ooh, that's going to stimulate. And I'm going to touch a breast. And ooh, that's going to stimulate. I'm going to touch the fupa. And ooh, that's going to stimulate. I'm going to touch your ankles. And hey, I get it. I get it. And then you start shaking on the table. It sounds good, man. It sounds good. But what happened after that? What happened after the table? You find a woman, you bring her into this practice, and before you know it, everybody gets to slay her. It's a free for all. It's a key party. Key party. Key party. That's this Neotantra. At least that's what I see. All this stuff. Man, I'm just a nice dude, man. I don't like bringing up people's. I don't like pulling up people's profiles and showing things. But it's open, right? I should be able to pull this up, right? I should be able to pull this up, right? I should be able to show y'all some stuff on here. I don't want to, I don't want to show y'all, but I should be able to. I should be able to. I should be able to pull up somebody's profile. It's open, it's public, and show you what the heck they're practicing and what the heck they're doing. I should be able to do that, but I'm not going to do that. Not going to do it. Y'all just have to go search up Tantra on your IG, search up Tantra on YouTube, and understand it's, there's different sects of Tantra. So not all Tantra it depends on what the agenda is and the truism that they're trying to hit you with to get you with the con. You understand what I'm trying to tell you? They hit you with the truisms. They do some demonstrations, some sexual prowess, and you get like, oh, what is that all about? I want to be able to do that. And then before you know it, it's like a web. You don't even know you walked into it and you're stuck. They got you. Now you're in this polygamous relationship, and the girl that you thought was the one, she's like, I'm a seated hawk. I want this guy, that guy. So now it's an open relationship on both ends. See, I'm for an open relationship, but it's open on one side, and that's the man's side. You can say I'm not fair. You can down. You can. I'm cool with that. I'm cool with that. I'm cool with that. I believe that if I'm being honest, it should be one man, one woman. But if it has to be open, it's not going to open on the woman's side. It's going to open on the man's side. And there should be some rules and some boundaries when you do this. It should be done in a most respectful way, not a free-for-all where, the girl you with got a boyfriend, but you hugging on her and kissing on her now, and you're talking about Tantra. You walking around and, you can sleep with whatever, whoever you want to sleep with. She can sleep with it. I just don't, I'm sorry, man. I just don't trust people to do the right thing. They're going to bring back, what's going to happen eventually is somebody's going to bring back something. What happens when that happens? What happens with the girl that you let get another boyfriend, and that boyfriend that she's with is irresponsible and brings something to her, and then she brings it back to you? You see how messy that is? See how messy that is? Messy. And I just don't want to, and then you got kids involved, her kids, your kids, our kids, blended kids, new kids. That's just downright confusing. That just doesn't make sense. My stance is for the nuclear family, traditional gender roles. Why? Because it's proven to work from the beginning of time. What I believe in is the nuclear family, and taking that nuclear family and growing that nuclear family and turning that nuclear family into a clan where you have a bunch of nuclear families all under the same umbrella, all under the same religion, the same way of life, all with the same purpose, all helping each other get bigger and protecting one another, building that community. That's what I'm for. This new age, free-for-all, Neotantraism that's out there, that's just about sexual orgasms and sexual healings and chakra of the butt and chakra of the throat and chakra of the stomach. And yeah, I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry, man. Y'all can miss me with that. Miss me with that. I just want to build a family. I just want to make some money. I just want to get paid. You know what I'm saying? I just want to have a legacy. I just want to live a decent and good life. Why you confuse me with this other stuff? I'm all for Tantra because I believe in mastering oneself. But I'm not for this Neo-Tantra for those two reasons. The seated hawk, and let's be real, man. Y'all just a bunch of dudes smashing a bunch of floors. You don't get any points for that. So you get points when you smash something that's difficult. That's not easy. That's not everybody can access. I mean, let's go back to the 90s. Let's go back to the days with it. Let's go back in the day. I remember when it was hard to get it from these women. I remember when you had to put in some work. I remember, I'm from California. I remember when you had to have that mouthpiece. That mouthpiece had to be laced. Okay? Laced. Because women actually had respect for themselves. They wasn't just going to make it easy for you. They wasn't just going to give it up. Now, I'm not saying we didn't have hoes. Oh, we had hoes. We had a woman that would just give it up. But they weren't the prize. They were never the prize. The prize was always, oh, you hit so-and-so? Nah, you lying. You didn't do that. She didn't give that up because everybody knows she didn't give it up to them. Many have tried. All have failed. And then you come along. The door's open. She lets you in. You got bragging rights for the rest of your life. But passing around the woman that you say you love to other men, nobody respects you, brother. Nobody respects that, brother. Nobody respects the man that gets to sleep with his woman. Nobody respects the man that's holding hand with the town prostitute, the town slore. Everybody had her. Nothing special about you. You understand what I'm saying? That's my issue with this New Age Tantra. Just looks like a sex cult. Bunch of free-for-alls, bunch of people laying on these tables, men hugging other men, getting all emotional and crying. How is that masculine, brother? How is that stoic, brother? I don't know. I just don't know. Bunch of brothers hugging each other, bunch of brothers doing tantra on each other. You know, you got men doing tantra on men. I mean, men doing tantra on men. No. So here's my conclusion, man. Here's my final thoughts. We're gonna wrap things up. Let's bring some perspective to this. I really believe that men need to be more stoic, more even keel in their logic bag, less in their emotion bag. Men need to be master and rule over their emotions, not emotional. Okay? Women need to be feminine. Women need to be dainty. Women need to be something that men want, not what they're becoming now. The men do not want these women of today. They don't want it. Again, I'm going to bring in passport bros. There's a reason why passport bro. It's not just in the black community. It's in every community. White men are leaving the American culture looking for Asian women, African women, Latino women. Why? Not from here, from other countries. Why? Because the women have become masculine. They think they're a boss chick. They become these seated hawks where they just get to just roam around, do whatever they want to do, and men are supposed to bow down and worship them. It's a lot of goddess worship. A lot of goddess worship. In the world of Neotantra, we often see women becoming seated hawks. This term refers to women who are empowered by sexual liberation. They resist traditional roles such as becoming wives. Seated hawks don't want to be wives. And if they do, they want to be wives to multiple husbands. Nah. While this can form personal empowerment for women, it can also lead to tension in relationships. The breakdown of the nuclear family. That's what it leads to. Breakdown of the nuclear family. That's what it leads to. Leads to no more husband and wife. Now we got husband, wife, wife, husband, husband, husband. You understand what I'm saying? Now you have a free for all. Now you have a community where kids are being confused, are not being paid attentive to because now mommy, oh, go to the other mommy. Dad, go to the other daddy. And let's be real. Men, do you really care about other people's kids or you just really care about your own? You might think that's wrong, you should care about, but let's be real. Men want their own kids. Men want to sire their own children and have a legacy. This new age tantrum steals legacy away from men, gives them a false masculinity, a false empowerment, right? They think because they can wave their hand and massage here and okay, brother, can you get a job still? Can you bring in some resources? You know what I'm saying? But you can do this. That's going to get old. That's going to get old. Women going to, they're going to enjoy that for so long, but they're going to want it. They're going to want some lights on. They're going to want a roof over their head. They're going to want some stability. Women need structure. You don't give a woman structure, guess what? She gets bored. You don't give a woman structure, guess what? Oh, this nigga ain't serious. I'll just walk all over him. You see, You got to be careful of these truisms. You got to be careful of these westernized new age religions which pervert the truth, which are under the do as I wilt commandment. Do as thou wilt, not as I say. Do as thou wilt. Do what you want to do. Do what you want to do. Say what you want to say. You see how it just creeps into our music? Satanic. It's all devil worshiping in the end. You can't, there's nothing better than the creator, and there's nothing better than the creation. We keep trying to perfect what's already good. A lot of you women, you keep trying to perfect what God already perfected. He made your body an erotica zone so that men will always want you because you are erotic. You are a prize to the man. You are not the prize, right? You're a prize. You're something that a man works hard to obtain and he feels good about and he loves and he wants to protect and he wants to keep safe. Men don't want, let me say it like this, men don't want women with high body counts. Now these Tantra brothers, they obviously don't care. They just, young, dumb, and full of cum. Because a lot of them are doing semen retention, I think, right? They just, I don't know what they're doing over there. They wearing kufis and metal hats and, they got all these earrings and all kind of places. They just walking around looking like Nubian gods. And none of these people ain't never been outside the country, half of them. They don't even know what it's about. They don't even know, understand the religion that they're in. They're in a sex cult. They're in a sex cult, man. It's gonna get old, and you're gonna get those ladies are gonna get wrinkled and older and older and older and older and wrinkled and and you're gonna get old, wrinkled too. See, the wall hits men and the wall hits women. The wall is undefeated, y'all. All these women run into tantra, and all these men run into this new age tantra, right? It's just a phase. What's going to happen when you get old? All you brothers talking about, you tantra brothers who think y'all are at peace. How can you be at peace with everything going on around you, brother? How? I want you to be at peace. Trust me. But can you be at peace when you walk outside and there's homeless people out there? Can you really be at peace? I mean, was Jesus at peace? I mean, Jesus came. I didn't come for peace. I came for war. I didn't come for families to be together. I came to put families at odds, brother against brother, mother against son. I came to tear the family up because it's not the right way. It's perverted. We need to get y'all on the right path. We need to get y'all on the righteous path. But you don't believe. I'm just some of y'all don't believe in Jesus, right? You got your new age, newism. You got all that. Give me one moment, y'all. I'm thinking I need to close my window. I'm thinking I need to close my window. My window open here. But we're just gonna fight through it. We're just gonna fight through it. So I'll just say it like this. I'm not against Tantra in its original form. I'm not against men wanting to harness energy and practice semen retention and become better men. right? But when you start turning it into like a cultish thing, like a sex cult, and you start promoting these, it's good, man. You want to use these terms like divine masculine and divine feminine and all this other stuff. I mean, it sounds good. Really sounds good. But let's be real, man. We need something that's really, I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan of the New Age Tantra. Um, to the eye, I guess it looks good, but to what's really going on and how them brothers are really moving, it's just hookup culture all over again. I would, my thing is, we should learn. I think we should learn Tantra. Just like I think we should learn how to meditate. It's like I think we should practice yoga. Just like I think we should practice forms of martial arts and karate and Wing Chun and Kung Fu. I think we should practice kata, right? Because it's healthy for you. I think we should eat healthy, right? I think we should eat right. I really do. I think we shouldn't have toxins in our body, right? I'm telling you, I think we should be more health conscious. I'm for that. But this New Age Tantra, this Neo-Tantra, I'm just not a fan. Maybe somebody will come up and debate me and put me in my place and show me, and I welcome you. I want, anybody who's in Tantra that, if somebody was in Tantra and you want to come up right now and talk about and to tell me, oh man, you're looking at it wrong. Show me, man. Show me. But I'm going to bring up your seated hawk. And the moment you tell me she's a free spirit and you got to let her do what she wants to do, I'm going to just tune you out. If that's the case, look at what's going on in America. Look what's letting them do what they want to do is done. Look at what tolerance has done for America. It's not a whole lot. I think we need to be less tolerant. We need to be more true to our core and who we are. And stop taking on everybody else's ideology. We need to find our own ideology, our own identity. And I mean, not individualism, but as a collective, America needs to find its identity. Because this New Ageism that's taken over in the Western world, this New Age, this Neo-Christianity, this Neo-Tantra, it's just not it. It's rooted in Satanism. It's rooted in do what thou wilt. It's rooted in pleasure. It's rooted in selfishness. I don't see anything good coming out of it. I see, there's there's always some good, but there's just so many things that can be polluted. So many messages that can be diluted even. You know what I'm saying? So it's up to you guys what you want to practice, Tantra, Neo-Tantra. I'm like this, man. If you want to do Tantra, go to the source. Don't get this New Age Tantra. Go back to the Eastern cultures. What worked back then still works today. You can't improve on what's already good. It's already laid out. At that point, you're just starting something new. So I don't know. Y'all let me know. Y'all drop me a comment. Let me know about what y'all think about the video. Let me know if you like the topic, like we're talking about, like where I was going with it. Let me know if you don't like it. Let me know if you think, hey, I don't know anything about, man. If you got a problem with what I said about Tantra, man, get at me. Hit me in the email. Hit me in the in the DMs. next time I do a show, I'm willing to bring you up and let's have the conversation. Point me in the right direction. Because right now I'm looking at this new age tantra. I like, I'm for the meditation. I'm for the some of the the things that they're doing. I'm for that. I want to learn that. I want to understand that. Right? But y'all women are looking kind of natural and spicy. You understand what I'm saying? Kind of. It's like are they going to wear deodorant today? Are they looking kind of earthy, brother? They're looking kind of like, out in the jungle. Or, is that what we're doing? And are we passing them around? Is that what we're doing? Anybody can lay down with this one. Anybody can, or is that what we're doing? We're just having one big orgy. And is that what we're doing? I just, how does that help? How does that help man and woman and child? How does Tantra help man, woman, and child? Answer that question for me. You can answer if you can answer it and tell me how it helps the man, how it helps the woman, and how it helps the child. Man, I might listen. I might retract my statement on Neo-Tantra. But I'll be honest, man, it's not. It's a trick bag. Let me give y'all the future real quick. Let me give my prediction of where America's going and where it's headed. And then we're going to get out of here. We're going to close this thing out. I'll give y'all my prediction. In the world of Neo-Tantra, we often see women becoming seated hawks. This term refers to women who are empowered by their sexual liberation. I see a lot of women entering into a polygamous relationship. I see men entering into these, men who do not get their passports, who can't travel, who don't leave, who don't know what's outside. They're going to be enamored with this new type of, it's going to be another hippie movement all over again. And then just like the hippie movement died out, because you got to come to the real world sometime. Same thing with this Neo-Tantra. It's a sex cult. And unfortunately, a lot of people are going to get wrapped up into it because they're looking for answers. They're looking for, especially the younger generation. So I'm here to try to, prevent you from going down that path. I want you to do a little bit more research. I want you to understand what you're getting into. I want you to do your research on Tantra and Neo-Tantraism and know that they're not the same, even though they're coming at the same thing. I want you to understand and know that Tantra has changed a lot over time. It kind of evolved into what it is today, but it started out in one direction. It started out with one intention, and then guess what? It got infiltrated. Like all religions get infiltrated, right? So that's where I'm at, you guys, man. Neo-Tantra versus Tantra. Tantra is the essence. Neo-Tantra is the newness of the thing, right? Old school sometimes better than new school. New school doesn't have the understanding that old school has. Old Testament, a lot of people didn't understand the Old Testament, right? Some people say I'm Old Testament or I'm New Testament. Me, I'm Old Testament. I understand the letter as well as the spirit. I understand the ritual as well as the spiritual impact behind the ritual. You understand? So that's my closing remark on this. Unfortunately, technical difficulties with the WOD. We'll try to fix that later, get things going. But y'all tune in. We may do a show tomorrow. We'll probably do one Monday. we'll chop this one up and get this one out there, man. I didn't expect to go 2 hours, man. 1 hour 53 minutes so far, but hey, it is what it is. We live out here, but man, all I gotta say is a seated hawk. I'm not a fan. Y'all go look up what a seated hawk is. You know, seated hawks are the boss chicks. You know, they're the ones that think they're you know, they're the ones that get to rule over the men. I don't believe that. No. Men were put here to rule and reign. We were given dominion, and we're gonna take it. That's what's happening. We're not gonna allow our power to be our authority, our power, our wisdom, our logic to be usurped by anyone. Not gonna happen. Y'all gotta battle on your hands, man, because men are waking up, and that's what I want to do. I want to wake you guys up, man. Wake you guys up so you guys don't get caught up in this new age isms. You know, everybody's talking about, you know, astrology. What's your sign? Man, get out of that. Tell you what you need to do real quick. Make money. Take care of your family. Make money. Take care of your family. Love your wife. Get married, not to an American woman, to someone that has culture, someone who knows how to respect a man, someone who knows how to work with the man, so you can get to the next level. Go where you're appreciated. Don't go where you're tolerated. Go where you're appreciated. Okay? Don't if you have to chase this woman to get her to like you, that's not the right one. You'll have a much easy and simpler life by loving the ones that love you. Say that again. Love the ones that love you. If you gotta force somebody to love you, that's not it. That's not it. I don't chase booty. If I gotta chase booty, then I'm doing something wrong. If I gotta chase booty, that means I gotta chase booty all the time. And when you're young, you're up for the chase, but you're gonna get older. Chasing booty is not fun when you're old. Gotta have some booty already. You understand what I'm saying? So get you a woman that cooperates with you. Woman, trust the man that you're with. If you're with that man, trust that man to lead. He's not going to be perfect, but he's going to make it happen. It may take some time, but give him that grace. Man, let's start our families, man. Let's start our families. That's what it's all about. Start our families. Buy your house. Build your house. You know, get your legacy intact. Don't marry women that are going to steal your kids. Don't do it. Marry women that actually give a damn about you. Choose the right man. That goes for men and women. Choose wisely. Choose wisely. Stop having multiple partners. Lock on to that one. And y'all figure it out. Anyway, man, it's been Too Much Moxie Podcast. Y'all stay tuned for the next episodes and things like that. We're coming up and doing some new things with the site. But I hope this was interesting. I hope it wasn't boring for you guys. Again, hit that like and subscribe button, man. We're trying to go from 10K to 100K. All right, this has been the Too Much Moxie Podcast, and we are out. Peace.
Yeah, I feel like I joined the